I do know that if the person has a maternally inherited mitochondrial disease, the risk of passing this on is extremely high.
Right.
We're talking probably 50% chance of passing on maternal mitochondrial disorder.
Sure.
Which is a huge risk when you've already got a child, when you've already lost a child. So many families that I work with choose not to have another baby.
Sure.
And this new technique that we're just going to discuss today will give these families the opportunity to have their own baby, genetically their own child, without this disease.
This is a cure for the next generation, because the next generation, the children, that is a cure for those children. Of course it is, because for those children, they will not be affected with mitochondrial myopathy.
Totally.
So please don't be misleading. And it is, and if you call it a three-parent, yes, and if you call it a three-parent baby, this is also wrong. Contributing 13 genes that solely are committed to supply the cell with energy is wrong. It's a mitochondrial donation.
They're not solely doing that.
I completely agree with you. A cure would be fantastic. I work with hundreds of families whose children are dying of mitochondrial disease. They would love to have a cure for this condition, but there isn't one. Doctors are working on it around the world. I'm not saying they're not working on it. They are working on it, and in fact they're spending more time working on finding a cure than they are on preventative methods. There is currently no cure. Families who have a child with mitochondrial disease will have to watch their child die and then have the option of having another baby knowing that it's more than likely going to die of the same condition. This technique is the only hope they have of having the child that they want to complete their family.
There is certainly no proof that if we use just any mitochondria to do the transfer, that this will actually be safe, and we might induce new diseases, or indeed the embryo may not develop normally. And there has not been nearly enough work looking at this latest research to be absolutely sure that we will not be doing more harm here than good. The ethical dilemmas that will ensue relate to the issue of what is actually happening, and certainly one of the issues is, if this technique does work, and I think it's a big if, where are the egg donors going to come from to provide sufficient eggs in a process that isn't very efficient? It's not that you're just going to take a donor egg and the patient's egg. You're going to need dozens, maybe hundreds of donor eggs in order to get one that works, and that, I think, will put commercialization pressures on women who may be put under financial pressure to donate. So that's one issue. I think the second thing is that this does definitely modify the germ line. So even if apparently normal children are born at birth from this technique, and again a big if, they are going to need to be monitored through the whole of their lives.